Well, how are you? It's Mary Bicknell. I want to talk to you today about what it means to be a floating head. I call this a floating head of to-do. And this has a lot to do with your mindset and the way you're navigating your life. So I want you to think for a moment, how many times have you gone about your day and it's the end of the day and you really have no freaking clue what you've done? I know we've all been guilty of that, right? How many times have you been driving and you show up in your driveway and you're like, oh my God, I don't even remember how I got here. Very often women go through this whole point of being busy and frenetic and what I call, I'm so crazy busy. And what happens is this is why I say you're a floating head of to-do. When you're crazy busy, you're just on this autopilot. You're just in this place of being an autopilot. And the unfortunate thing is that you're really missing out on life. See, when you're on autopilot and you're just this floating head of to-do, you're really disconnected from your body. And when you're disconnected from your body, some people might call that dissociating in the world of like mental health. And that it's almost a coping mechanism. You've said, yes, I can do that. Yes, I can do that. Yes, I can do that. Now I'm crazy busy, but I'm ignoring the reality that my feelings are, I don't want to do that. My feelings are, that makes me anxious, stressed, tired, depressed. So we almost dissociate from our bodies and we're just this list of to-dos. And then we start getting on autopilot of this repetitive cycle of saying, yes, I can do that. Yes, I can do that. And wavering on our boundaries. Now, why is this a big deal? This is specifically a big deal when we are looking at what our big, bodacious, amazing dream is. See, it becomes easy to say no and have boundaries when we know what our big dream is. It's hard to say no when we're not clear. When we're unclear or uncommitted or confused on how to get to our big goal, which of course, for plenty of us, if we're doing a new big goal or a new big dream, that's new. Because you might have something like, you really can't do that. That's not really going to work out. And so you're not like come hell or high water. See, we need to be in a place in our lives where we put the flag in the sand. We draw a line. We could scream naked in our town square. Like, get to the point where we know what we want and we are committed to getting it, to attaining it, to having it. Now, saying that also, this isn't meaning that your life is such crap that that's why you want something else. This is honoring that if you're watching this and you are in my community, I know it's because you recognize you can have more. It's not necessarily from the place like, I want more because I feel like not enough. This is a shift I want you to have. You're enough how you are right now. And yes, and you can have more. You're probably a seeker. You're probably a learner. That doesn't mean that you're not good at what you do. You're not an expert right now necessarily. It means that maybe you're actually one of these people that likes to keep learning. I mean, I have books all over my, right. But I don't do that in a place of like, oh my God, I need to have more knowledge and somehow that's going to equate to some bigger, better thing. Now, some of us have done that where we keep getting degrees and another certification. And some of us use that as a block for actually going for our big dream. But that's the first step, is first knowing what that big dream is and then taking the chance to go for that. And what happens is oftentimes when we don't allow that for ourselves, we don't allow ourselves to go for our big dream, Then we just say yes, 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 and we're busy, 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 and oh my God, I'm crazy busy. And then we're just that floating head of to do, dissociating, not even being connected with our bodies anymore, which our bodies are telling us like, no, 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 but we're denying it, denying it. And then that cycle starts. We say yes, we start people pleasing, then we're pissed at ourselves. I can't believe I said yes. I really don't want to do that. And then we become the yes person, and then people always are calling us. And then we we've taught people how to treat us because we say yes. Of course, they're going to call Mary. She's going to say yes. So it's learning about how to have a boundary, how to know what your big dream is, your big goal is. Recognize that the physical feelings that you're having are probably normal if you're stretching and you're growing. And then if you find yourself consistently in a place of being the floating head or the dissociative head where you're just kind of blanking out and you're just like doing, how are you using that as an avoidance mechanism? How are you using that as a way to, not be driven actually to your real goal? So that's what floating head is all about. So your assignment is to recognize where, and sometimes you might be more of that during different times of the day. That's a sign. A lot of times I've had clients say, later in the day or in the evening, I just I say yes. And then I'm just like this, I got to get dinner. I got to, and they're just like moving through life unconsciously, mindlessly, floating head-ish, dissociative-ish. And then it's 1 day later, 1 week later, 1 month later, 1 year later, a lifetime later. So your assignment is to, even if you need to set, and I don't have my phone right handy, even if you need to set a timer on your phone, like every 3 hours, check in, literally every day, have it set. Some people, you might need to have it every hour to reconnect with yourself and ask yourself, do I want to do this right now? Is this what I want to do? Is this pulling me toward my goal? Did I say yes to doing this busy work needlessly? When you start identifying where you are doing that, then you can listen to your body, to your thinking, and then you can realize when you get triggered to say yes, or what you're in denial about. Or the truth is also, sometimes you might just be busy. Let's not minimize that as a truth. There are different seasons in our lives, within our businesses and our personal lives, that we actually may be busier. And so it might just be like, you've got a long list of actual to-dos that need to get done because the dog got sick and the kid got sick. And just as I'm saying this right now, I'm realizing I didn't call the doctor for River. She's got a sinus infection, I think. She got that, there's things to do. So that's true. It's to make sure that little rabbity hamster, it doesn't bleed into, it doesn't become habituated. It doesn't become habit. So set your phone once an hour, once every couple hours, and ask yourself, is what I'm doing right now in this moment pulling me toward my big goal, pulling me toward my big dream? And if you don't know what that is, if you do not have a dream or a goal, then we need to do a little more talk. Because why is it that you're allowing yourself not to have something to strive for, to evolve to, and do it with a joy, and the joy of the challenge, the joy of the experience, not in the proving that I'm good or anything like that, but this, because you probably go back and forth between being afraid of doing it and not doing it. Oh, I really want to do it. God, I don't know what it's going to take. That could be some truth. You might not really know what it takes. That's why you can have someone like me in your life. I mean, that's kind of normal, right? Think about your kids. And if you don't have kids, remember when you went to school, new things, you got to learn them. And so sometimes in our head, well, you failed last time and you couldn't do it this time. What muckety muck is in there? Be conscious. So here's to you not being a floating head, allowing yourself to be conscious, allowing yourself to be connected, and doing this little ritual of setting the timer on your phone and seeing when you are conscious and when you're not. And also evaluating each one. Oh, good, I'm conscious, yay, celebration. Oh my God, I'm not. I can't believe I'm just eating. I'm a floating head of eating, or I'm floating ahead of to do, and then the question becomes, the curiosity becomes, why? How is this supporting me or not? So this is Mary Bicknell. Go make it a great day. Set your timer and let me know your feedback. I'll talk to you later.